Okay, today I'm going to show you how to install a front rail on a stock that only comes with one stud. Obviously, if it's got two studs, you can pull them out and find a rail that just bolts on, but most stocks only come with one stud, so we'll go through what it takes to accomplish that. Alright, so there's several different options as far as what rail to use. You can buy a rail that you choose. You can go get the correct nuts and screws at a hardware store. It might save you some money. I don't know. I didn't even check on that option. I went ahead and bought a kit from longrangeonly.com. It's just more convenient for me. So we're going to talk about installing this particular kit, but like I said, you can go out there and get a rail, get some screws and some nuts, and it'll work. You don't have to buy the kit, but I'm really not even going to tell you that you have to have this exact style of nut, but any kind of nut should work, but this is what I'm going to use. So there's the kit. I've got a 3/4 inch wood bit that we'll use to kind of sink the particular screws I use. I've got a 3/16 drill bit, which is the exact same size as these screws. I may have to go a little bit bigger. I've got some side cutters here. I'm going to end up clipping these off a little bit so it doesn't have to dig into the stock as much. And then I've got some tape here, so I'll tape over this when we're drilling. It doesn't want to chip as bad. And I don't have it in my hand right now, but once I get all this set up and make sure that it's going to work the way I want it, I'll end up gluing JB welding this nut in the back there. So there it is. That's how we're going to accomplish it. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and get this stud out of here. The sling stud came installed. Okay, we'll set that aside. Okay, I'm going to set some tape over the area that we're going to be screwing, or drilling in for the new screw, the new bolt. Go ahead and get that there, taken back out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mount this on here. We want to make sure this goes through the center line here. On this carbon stock, it's pretty easy to see where that is, but you can draw or mark a line between this stud and the one of the action screws if you need to. That right there should work. Go ahead and chuck my bit up. Now normally I would do this in a drill press. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to do it in this gun vise here. Just because not everyone's going to have a press, but you're going to try to do your best to keep it straight up and down, although I don't know how important it's really going to be. Okay, we've got it all marked up. Go ahead and make sure one last time everything's pretty even. Try to keep this square. going to do is flip it over. If you do have a drill press, I strongly recommend using one. Now we're going to go ahead and just slowly chip at that. That should be good. Like we talked about earlier, I'm going to go ahead and snip these off. Make sure that'll set down in there. It sits in there nice and neat. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and take this back off and get our tape off. Now what we've got to do is we got to make sure that this screw is actually going in deep enough to bite, and it currently is not, so we're going to have to drill a little bit deeper with the big bit. Alright, so here you go. We've drilled a little bit more. Had to go pretty deep. Be careful that you obviously don't drill out through the other end. This big style nut is going to make it a lot easier to get it in there with the added surface area. But you can see we finally got some bite. Now, what I am not going to show you right this second, but I am going to take it back apart, and we are going to put some JB weld in there to hold that nut in place. Otherwise, when you want to take this off for whatever reason, the nut could fall out, and I don't want to mess with that. But there it is. Pretty simple process, less than 5 minutes. Be careful. Again, like I said, if you have a drill press, I strongly recommend using it just to keep it straighter, but it's not really that important. I would say it's more important to keep your rail in line with the middle of the stock to help in tracking. Okay, now we've completed the installation of a rail on a stock that only came with one stud. It's quick and easy. We use the kit from longrangeonly.com. You could go out and get any rail that you desire and get some screws for it and whatever nuts you want to use. But there you have it. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Please like the video, leave any comments in the comments section, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.